The desert sands, vast and unforgiving, whispered tales of a forgotten time. These sands, stretching endlessly under the scorching sun, held secrets buried deep within their golden grains. They were the silent witnesses to the rise and fall of civilizations, their whispers carried by the wind, telling stories of grandeur and ruin. They spoke of Iram, a city of towering pillars and shimmering palaces. This city, once a jewel in the heart of the desert, stood as a testament to human ambition and the relentless pursuit of greatness. Its structures, reaching towards the heavens, were a marvel of ancient engineering and artistry, a testament to the might of the Ard, a race of giants who walked the earth with an air of untouchable superiority. These giants, with their immense strength and towering presence, were the architects of Iram's splendor. Their footsteps, heavy and deliberate, left an indelible mark on the sands of time. Their every creation, from the soaring arches to the intricate mosaics, echoed their unwavering belief in their own magnificence. The walls of Iram were adorned with scenes of their triumphs, each tile a piece of a grand narrative that celebrated their dominance and artistic prowess. Iram, they believed, was a beacon of their power, a shining monument to their indomitable spirit. The city, bathed in sunlight, gleamed like a precious gem amidst the barren desert. It was a symbol of their resilience and their ability to conquer the harshest of environments. Little did they know, the very sand that cradled their city held the secrets of their inevitable demise. The desert, with its shifting dunes and relentless winds, was both a cradle and a grave. It watched silently as the giants built their empire, knowing that one day it would reclaim what was rightfully its own. The Ard, blessed with strength and prosperity, carved their dominion from the harsh desert. Their hands, capable of both creation and destruction, shaped the landscape into a testament of their will. They transformed the barren land into a thriving metropolis, a feat that seemed almost miraculous. They built their city with a grandeur that rivaled the heavens. Each structure was a masterpiece, designed to inspire awe and reverence. The city's skyline, dominated by towering pillars and majestic palaces, was a sight to behold, a visual symphony of stone and artistry. Their king, Shaddad, embodied their collective pride. He was a ruler of immense stature, both physically and metaphorically. His presence commanded respect, and his vision for Iram was one of unparalleled greatness. His heart, hardened by years of unchallenged rule, knew only the intoxicating allure of power. Shaddad's reign was marked by an unyielding pursuit of glory, a desire to etch his name into the annals of history as the greatest of all kings. He looked upon his creation, his eyes gleaming with an almost divine arrogance, and declared,
"Behold, a city built for the gods themselves." His voice, filled with pride and conviction, echoed through the vast expanse of Iram, reaching every corner of the city. It was a proclamation of their unmatched achievement, a declaration that they had reached the pinnacle of human endeavor.
His words, heavy with hubris, echoed through the sun-drenched courtyards, resonating with the very stones that made up the city's foundation. The courtyards, with their white marble buildings and towering pillars, stood as silent witnesses to his proclamation, a chilling prelude to the catastrophe that awaited them. Dark clouds began to gather on the horizon, an ominous sign of the impending doom. The sky, once clear and bright, now mirrored the growing unease that permeated the city. The sun, a relentless god in its own right, beat down on Iram, casting long, dancing shadows from the towering structures. The heat was oppressive, a constant reminder of the harsh environment that surrounded them. Yet the people of Iram remained undeterred, their spirits unbroken by the relentless sun. The air, thick with the scent of exotic spices and the murmur of 1,000 voices, vibrated with an undercurrent of unease. The marketplace, usually a hub of activity and commerce, now felt different. There was a tension in the air, a sense that something was about to change. For whispers, carried on the desert winds, spoke of a stranger in their midst. This stranger, shrouded in mystery, had arrived without warning. His presence was unsettling, a harbinger of events yet to unfold. A man cloaked in simple robes, his eyes reflecting a wisdom far beyond the shimmering facades of their city. He was different from the rest, his demeanor calm and composed amidst the growing tension. His eyes, deep and knowing, seemed to see beyond the present into a future that was hidden from others. His name was Hud, and he brought with him a message that would shake the very foundations of their world. Hud's words, spoken with a quiet authority, carried a weight that was impossible to ignore. He spoke of humility, of the dangers of pride, and of the need to return to a path of righteousness. His message was clear. The path they were on would lead to their downfall unless they changed their ways. King Shaddad, adorned in silks and jewels, surveyed his court with a regal air. His robes shimmered under the torchlight, each jewel reflecting the opulence of his reign. The court, a grand hall filled with nobles and advisors, was a testament to his unmatched power and wealth. His gaze, sharp as a desert hawk's, swept over the assembled throng, silencing their hushed conversations. The intensity of his eyes spoke volumes, a silent command that demanded respect and absolute obedience from all who stood before him.
My people, we are the chosen ones. Our destiny is to rule, to be the beacon of strength and prosperity in this vast desert. Our strength is unmatched, our city unrivaled. Look around you at the towering walls that protect us, at the grand structures that house our wisdom and culture. No other city can claim such magnificence.
A chorus of agreement, laced with a hint of nervous anticipation, rippled through the crowd. The people, though loyal, could not entirely mask their underlying fears. They knew the weight of their king's words and the expectations that came with them. Shaddad, sensing their unease, continued, his voice softening to a conspiratorial murmur. He leaned forward, as if sharing a secret with his closest confidants.
There are those who would see us brought low, who envy our greatness and whisper of our downfall. They speak of false gods and impossible prophecies, hoping to sow doubt and fear among us. But we are stronger than their lies.
A figure, tall and imposing even amongst the giants of Ard, stepped forward. His presence commanded attention, and the crowd parted to make way for him. Arkan, the king's most trusted advisor, his brow furrowed with concern, addressed his ruler. His voice, though steady, carried the weight of the news he bore.
Your Majesty, a stranger has entered our city. He claims to be a prophet and speaks of a single, all-powerful God. He warns of a wrath that could shatter even our mighty walls. He stands in the marketplace, gathering a crowd with his ominous proclamations. The people listen, some with curiosity, others with growing fear.
Shaddad, his face hardening into a mask of disdain, scoffed. The very idea of a power greater than his own was laughable to him.
Another charlatan peddling empty threats. We have seen their kind before, and they have always been proven wrong. What can this prophet offer that we do not already possess? Our walls are impenetrable, our people loyal, and our gods favor us. Let him speak his nonsense, it will not sway us. Shaddad waved a dismissive hand, signaling the end of the discussion. His confidence was unshakable, his belief in his own invincibility absolute. The court slowly dispersed, the murmurs of the crowd fading into the background. Yet beneath the surface, a seed of doubt had been planted, one that would grow in the days to come. Meanwhile, in the marketplace, the prophet continued to speak, his voice rising above the din. His words, filled with conviction, began to take root in the hearts of the people. And though Shaddad dismissed the warnings, a shadow of uncertainty crept into his thoughts. For even the mightiest of kings cannot ignore the whispers of fate forever. As the sun set over the ancient city, casting long shadows over its walls, the stage was set for a confrontation that would test the very foundations of Shaddad's reign. The night sky, filled with stars, seemed to watch over the city, a silent witness to the unfolding drama. The arrogance of power would soon meet the humility of prophecy, and the outcome would shape the destiny of all who lived within those mighty walls.
Hud, unfazed by the opulence surrounding him, stood before the assembled masses. The grandeur of the Ard's architecture, with its towering columns and intricate carvings, did little to intimidate him. He was a man on a mission, driven by a purpose far greater than the material wealth that surrounded him. His simple robes, a stark contrast to the extravagant finery of the Ard, seemed to shimmer with an otherworldly light. It was as if the divine presence itself was manifesting through his humble attire, making him stand out even more amidst the sea of opulence. His voice, though gentle, carried across the vast courtyard, penetrating the hearts of all who listened. It was a voice that commanded attention not through force, but through the sheer weight of its sincerity and truth.
People of Ard, I bring you a message from the one true God, a message that transcends the boundaries of time and space, a message that is as relevant today as it was in the days of our forefathers. The creator of the heavens and the earth, the one who set the stars in their places and causes the sun to rise and set.
A wave of restless murmurs rippled through the crowd. The people of Ard were not used to being challenged, especially not by someone who appeared so unassuming. Some, their faces etched with curiosity, leaned forward, eager to hear more. They sensed that Hud's words carried a weight that was not to be dismissed lightly. Others, their expressions hardened with skepticism, crossed their arms, their doubts evident in their every gesture. They were the ones who had grown comfortable in their ways, resistant to change, and wary of anything that threatened their status quo.
You have been blessed with strength and prosperity, with cities that are the envy of the world, with wealth that knows no bounds. But you have turned your backs on the one who granted you these gifts. You have become arrogant, believing that your success is of your own making. You revel in your own power, forgetting the source of your blessings. You celebrate with lavish feasts and grand celebrations, but in your hearts you have strayed far from the path of righteousness.
He paused, his gaze locking with Shaddad's, the leader of the Ard, a man known for his pride and stubbornness. A silent battle of wills playing out between them. In that moment, the entire assembly held its breath, waiting to see who would yield.
Turn away from your arrogance. Humble yourselves before the one true God, before it consumes you all. For arrogance is a fire that burns from within, destroying everything in its path. Heed my warning, for the wrath of God is swift and terrible. It comes like a storm, sudden and unstoppable, leaving nothing but devastation in its wake. Do not wait until it is too late. Turn back now, while there is still time.